Today we are going to be taking on what is probably the hardest fantasy draft challenge you can do in Madden, where we have to take the lowest overall player available at each position. Now obviously there's going to be some strategy to this, so we'll have to figure that out, but either way, we are going to be starting with a horrible team and this is going to be really hard. But by the end of this, we are going to see if we can turn this into the highest overall team in the league, possibly even win this team a Super Bowl, and we're going to see if we can keep some of the original players that we draft by the end of this. So this is going to be a ton of fun, but I'm going to make this intro super short. If we can get to 2,000 likes on this video, which we've been hitting lately, a lot of y'all have been asking for a highest overall player rebuild, which sounds easy on paper, but it would result in having a lot of players at the same positions and a lot of old players on the team. So I think that would be a fun challenge too. So let me know if I should do that by leaving a like. Again, 2,000 likes. But subscribe if you like rebuilds, because that's literally all I do on the channel. Trying to hit 100K by the end of the year. And let me know any fun ideas y'all have down in the comments. I'll give you a shout out if I use your suggestion, and I read like every comment if you care about that. But without further ado, let's get into this. We'll have to see what pick we start with, but honestly, I don't think it really matters. We have the, okay. Do we have the 7th pick or the 11th pick? On the board it says 7, but down in the bottom left it says round 1, pick 11. Which is it? I guess we'll find out. It is, I guess, pick 11. What? No, it has to be pick 7, because that's what it shows on the board. If that isn't the most EA start to this rebuild ever, then I don't know what is. Madden NFL 25, by the way. But moment of truth. Okay, there are some pretty bad players available already. The reason this is different from a normal just rebuilding the team of worst players in Madden rebuild is because it doesn't show every player available to start out. Like, obviously, Braylon Allen and Israel Abanikanda aren't like the worst running backs, but it doesn't show everybody. So we at least get a shot at solid players early on. Keon Coleman's only a 70, at least in my rosters, but I thought I had him higher than that. I don't know. But I definitely think it would be a good strategy to take some rookies early on here, some decent ones if possible. Wait, what? Are y'all seeing this? I'm sorted by overall grade. Is there a single thing that works in this game? 71, 67, 67, a bunch of 66s, then back up to 72, 69, 65s, a 67, a 71. What? Okay, well, I'm gonna have to look deeper, apparently. For most positions, it looks right, though. Why is right guard messed up? Who knows? But I'll look through and we'll see who we're gonna take with our first pick, but I think I already know. We are gonna go with Keon Coleman, only 21 years old, hidden dev. Might be the only good player we get, we'll see, at least to start out here. It says it's a good pick. I don't know that I would say that, but sure, we'll take it. And I already found 2 new glitches today. That was quick, even for Madden. Oh, and Braylon Allen is still available. I did not think he would be, but only 21 or 20 years old. I think the youngest player ever to score a touchdown, or like he was the exact same age down to the day as the last youngest, which is scary. Let me see. I'm full of fun facts already today. Yeah, both him and Arnie Herber in 1930 were both 20 years old and 239 days, apparently, at least according to WTF stats or whatever. So there's your fun fact. We'll take him. I'm not going to show every pick here, clearly. We're going to be getting into some boring picks soon, but at least for now, these are some decent players. Theo Johnson. Now, I do actually have him as a 66 in my rosters. I wasn't the biggest fan of him as a prospect, but he has hidden dev, so we'll take him. Ooh, Ricky Pearsall. We're really just loading up on weapons. I mean, I guess that's not the best word to use, unfortunately, but also that does not look like Ricky Pearsall. But we'll take him. And we're gonna need a QB eventually. I just don't know. Okay, well, Jeffrey Gunter shouldn't count. I just retired him because he retired. Holton Ahlers, I think it's Ahlers, not Allers, is our best option at QB, or our only option at QB. I mean, that might just be our last pick of the draft. Even in round 1, I think the best one was like, who was it? It was a bunch of 61 overalls, right? So we really didn't have much of a choice anyways. We could have gotten someone like Ben DiNucci, Kellen Mond, I guess. But I think we'll live without one of those players. I think we'll be okay. What I am really worried about is the offensive linemen that are available. But all right, I think this will be the last pick I show just for time's sake and, you know, these not being great players anyways. We'll go with Fourth Ennis Rakestraw, Hidden Dev. I'll obviously make the rest of these picks to make sure that we do actually get like the lowest overall players available. But hey, we actually got some pretty good rookies. I mean, better than I expected. So we'll take Rakestraw, ranked 194 out of all corners. Not great, but again, we gotta do what we gotta do. But okay, we are gonna have a 63 overall team to start this out. I would assume that is almost 20 overall lower than the next worst team. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us, clearly. But let's take a quick look at the team. I'm not gonna spend too long on it because y'all have already seen the notable players. But I did clearly go for a lot of rookies. We also got Tez Walker at receiver. The O-line is something. John Mulchin has a crazy mustache. Mustache. And for the secondary, I just picked all corners. So we have 2 corners starting at safety because there were not any good safeties that we could have taken. So I was just like, let's just draft, I think 10 corners is how many we ended up with. But the biggest concerns with this team are obviously quarterback, O-line, and D-line. Probably the 3 most important position groups in football other than arguably receiver and corner, but it depends. So like I said, we're gonna have our work cut out for us. But that's really all the team breakdown we need to give. Let's get to the mid-season point of year 1. Or should we just get to the end of the year? You know what? What are we even gonna do at the mid-season? Re-sign these players? I don't know. So let's just get to the end of year 1. And can we win a game? That's our question for this first year. Those are our standards. Winning a game. Knowing how garbage Madden is this year, we'll probably somehow make the playoffs with this team. Who knows? I mean, we won't, but it wouldn't shock me as much as you'd expect. Okay, we do actually get a win in year 1. I don't think this team deserved to win a game at still only a 68 overall, but I guess we'll take it. But Holt Nailers was terrible. He actually got better in the second half of the year because, whoa, he got sacked 66 times. That actually makes sense. But I switched the playbook at the midseason because I didn't want to deal with the Bears offense. I switched it to the Bengals because I don't use them much, and I think it's a pretty good one. I normally go Bills or Chiefs, but the offense definitely got better in the second half of the year. Then Braylon Allen wasn't as bad as I expected. 700 yards, 3.7 per carry, which is actually pretty great behind the O-line that we have. Then Keon Coleman and Ricky Pearsall, 700 yards, but the blocking. Jake Witt allowed 22 sacks, and Jalen Duncan allowed 19. Not great. But anything really notable on defense? James Williams had a pretty good year. 126 tackles, 8 TFLs, and 4 picks. Also 16, I don't know how to say that name, but 16 TFLs for Joshua Onujiogu. I think he was a Seahawks, like, off-season player. 11 TFLs for Levi Drake Rodriguez. He also led the team in sacks with 3. Mark Robinson had 1. We didn't have even a half of a sack from any of our edge rushers. Okay, that's an issue. I assumed Onujiogu would have one because he actually hit a breakout. He now has star dev, but that's not gonna matter getting 0 sacks, 0.0. But Dwight McLaughlin also had 3 picks, 2 for Max Melton and then 1 for like 5 different players. How do you have 14 picks but 4 sacks? That just doesn't really add up. That's crazy. But I don't think we're gonna have anyone close for any award. Maybe Defensive Rookie of the Year, actually. I kind of do want to check that. Oh, not only Defensive Rookie of the Year, but Defensive Player of the Year. James Williams was at number 6. I mean, he probably played about 1 billion snaps, so he racked up some decent numbers, but we'll take it. But we had a few guys up here for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but James Williams does win Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's pretty massive. Also, a few other guys up here. I'm a little surprised McLaughlin wasn't higher, but whatever. But all right, that's actually a pretty good starting point for this team. I know it doesn't seem like it because we only won 1 game, and mostly everyone was horrible, but not everyone. But all right, let's get into this first off season, and this is a very important off season. I don't know if we're gonna do much in free agency because usually there isn't anyone in year 1 of fantasy drafts, but you never know. But the important part is the draft. We need to have I can't say perfect draft because I don't know if that's possible, but we need to have a good one. But we had a Packers-Chargers Super Bowl. I mean, I guess teams are completely different here. Those are 2 pretty good coaching staffs, so sure, I guess. But for re-signings, do we want any of these guys back? Did anyone here get a dev trait? No. I don't know if I want anyone here back. It's just backups and guys that didn't do very well. But let's see if there's anyone in free agency that we think could be a long-term option for this team. My guess is no, but we'll check. No. Good call. I mean, there are decent players here, actually. Ooh, Makai Wingo's interesting, but he has 21 offers. Ooh, we can get a lead for him. We'll actually do that. He developed a lot for whatever team he was on. I mean, he's already up to a 79, but I think he might be the only player I want here. Ooh, wait a minute. Anthony Richardson is available. Ooh, he's also not that expensive and doesn't really have many offers, and he's at least slightly interested. At worst, he'll be a good backup, or at least a pretty good backup, but at best, we can develop him into our starter for this entire rebuild. Now, I did set quarterback as our focus position for the draft, obviously, but getting Anthony Richardson seems pretty fun too. Now, we can't get a full offer for him. We can only get 4 out of 5, whatever you want to call those, bars. It's a good, not great offer, I guess. So we'll see, but I think he's the only guy I want here. Oh, I guess we maybe should think about some linemen. Patrick Paul was actually solid. We'll see. Again, tied with a lot of teams for the lead. So let's see if these guys want to sign. Okay, so out of that group, we only get Anthony Richardson, which, you know what? Hey, we'll take it. That's really cool, actually. We didn't get Makai Wingo, though. We had the lead for him. I really hate when that happens because the interest level literally takes everything into consideration. There should be no chance that the player takes a lower offer than the highest. That's just weird to me. It's not like interest is based off of the money and that's it. It literally takes everything into account. Why would they take a lower offer? We had the best offer. I don't get it. But oh well, it's not the end of the world. We can find a D tackle. But speaking of that, let's get to the draft. And let's see what we can do. Getting Anthony Richardson definitely changes my plans. I don't know what I'm going to do now, but we'll see. But okay, in the draft, we of course have the #1 pick. I mean, obviously. But the better question is, what do we want to do with this pick? Again, we don't need a quarterback anymore. At least, we don't think we will. We're hoping Anthony Richardson can do well. Ooh, okay. I am shocked Justin Johnson is not a top 5 talent, but Allen George is. Now, here's our dilemma. Our receiving core is definitely not our biggest issue, and Allen George is a top 5 talent receiver staring us right in the face, and he looks like a pretty good one. I don't know that I've ever seen a receiver with almost all A receiving ratings. The only thing that isn't an A is his deep route, which is a B. I mean, whether we need a receiver or not, I think we have to take him. I don't really see another option. Unless there's a top 5 talent at a bigger position of need, which I don't see one. I mean, I think Derek Craig could be a top 5 talent, but like, we also don't really need corner. The only thing that I would take over Allen George is a pass rusher, but again, Justin Johnson, not a top 5 talent. He is a round 1 talent. Obviously, I focus scouted all the 3 players I mentioned. George, Escobar, and I guess I didn't mention Escobar because I didn't think he would be as good as the other 2. But all right, we're just going to take Allen George. We're going to hope he's a really good overall. We're going to hope he's the best player in the class. I'm really setting myself up for failure by saying that. I'm really trying to jinx it for some reason. I don't know why. I shouldn't say those kind of things, but we'll take him. Oh, okay, not the best player in the class. I'm gonna be honest, I thought he was gonna be like an 84 overall or something. Apparently not. I mean, I guess he still could be if there's like an insane player here. Also, why did it say Falcons selection? Did y'all see that? The Falcons don't pick until 18. What is wrong with this game? Is there a single thing that's right in this game? Like, genuinely, I'm asking. Am I like hallucinating? That said Falcons pick, right? I don't know, man. But all right, let's sim to our next pick. And this is one we could trade down, maybe. Depends on who's available. There is a 1st to 2nd round talent guard. I don't know if he would be worth not trading down for. Ooh, Thomas Guerrero or whatever that last name is. He looks pretty good. I wish we knew for sure what his impact block was, but he looks good. I see a lot of good linemen this year. I just don't see a lot of amazing ones. Ooh, there's some good corners left. Rashawn Tigner. I don't want to have to say that last name, so I'm not going to pick him. But he doesn't even look like the best corner. Raheem Rodgers. A-man, A-press, B-zone, elite acceleration. And there's also Kirk Amerson. Elite acceleration and jumping, only solid speed, but A-man, A-press, B-zone. He has A to C awareness and C play rec. Rodgers has B to D awareness and D play rec. Ooh. Now, corner's like the last thing we need. I'm actually going to strategize this. I'm not going to take either of them here. Let's take Amerson round 3, where he's projected to go. First, let's probably reach on a pass rusher. Now, this is going to be a horrible pick on paper, but we're so desperate for an edge rusher that, like, anybody's worth it, whether they're good or not. I think we're going to go with Dustin Lowry. He's probably going to be ranked like 178, but you know what? He will be an upgrade over what we have. And he has A power moves. I mean, mean, he's gonna be bad, not gonna be worth it, but we're so desperate that we need him. Okay, he's not as bad as I expected, but still bad. Ranked 91, but I'm perfectly okay with it because we had 4 total sacks and none from edge rushers last year. Oh, we have 2 seconds. Okay, I guess we'll take advantage of the stupid fact that the game doesn't reset the team's draft picks in fantasy drafts. Like, why? Ooh, Michael Fusco looks really good. We might take him at some point. Let's go with a lineman, though. Let's go with Chris Beck. He looks solid. First to second round talent. Ranked 50, got him at 43. We'll take it. I mean, that's not great, but we'll take it. But this should be a really good pick. Let's go with Kirk Emerson out of Rice. Probably normal dev, but ranked 4 in the class. He does have hidden. Okay, that was a good pick. That was our first really good pick. I mean, at least I knew those other 2 weren't going to be amazing, but they were necessary evils, I guess. Not evils because they were fine, but still. But I think I'm done showing picks. I think that was the last like super interesting player other than Michael Fusco. Let's actually take him. Okay, he's not why is he not good? What's wrong with you? Actually, how is he not good? I genuinely don't understand. What is bad about him at all? Maybe his pursuit is like an F. That's the only thing I could think of. He has 2 A ratings, the rest are Bs, and he has 1 C to F rating. Everything else is like good to great. As I always say, defensive linemen are always so deceiving on how good they look compared to how good they actually are. I hate it. Maybe I'm washed, I don't know. But okay, in the draft, Alan George is pretty much as good as I expected. This must have just been a really good class. I knocked a water bottle over. I don't know how I did that. I don't know if that came through on the mic, but he is an 83 overall, hidden dev, of course, and 97 spec catch. Again, why we need A pluses. 98 jumping, really good overall ratings. Also, why does every player I draft have horrible injury? 45. Is this like the next Kevin White or something? Like, I mean, we have injuries off at least, so that's good. And then Dustin Lowry's fine, 73 overall. We knew he wasn't going to be great. I moved Chris Beck to tackle because I would rather have a left tackle than a left guard. He's good, really good strength, impact block, and lead block. Not the best overall, but he's better than what we had last year. But Kirk Emerson is an 82 overall. This was a very good draft class. I mean, the 4th best player is still an 82. That's, I don't know if I've ever seen that. I mean, I probably have, but I don't know. It's cool either way. 84 man, 95 excel. And then the rest of the draft after him was kind of whatever. We got some D tackles. I drafted James Glenn. Ooh. Okay, he's a 69 overall at left guard. He was a left tackle, but he went up 2 overall at guard. I mean, he's 6'8", so that's a little tall, but I guess Mekhi Becton's a guard now and it works, so sure, whatever. I don't love the pass block or pass block finesse, but 96 strength, good impact block and lead block, good power, so we'll take it. But all right, let's get into year 2 and we will see how the team's looking. But okay, now heading into year 2, we are up to a 75 overall, which is much better than we were to start out. Still not great, but we're getting there. We have a 75 overall offense and a 76 defense. I'm kind of surprised our defense is better than our offense, but I guess we do have some players. Like, we got a good amount of development from our players last year, especially James Williams, who's now up to a 78 overall superstar. We'll take that. But my big concern with this team is still the offensive line, or I guess both lines, because I'm worried about our pass rush too. I mean, we had 4 total sacks last year, and I don't know how much better that's going to get. I mean, hopefully better, but it's not that different of a D-line. Well, I mean, it is, but it's not that much better. So we'll see. I mean, hey, at least we have Anthony Richardson set up pretty well with receivers. I mean, it's not the best, but it could be worse. So we'll just have to see how we do. I wouldn't be shocked if we, you know, honestly, I think we're going to win a few games. We'll see. We shouldn't yet, but I think we're going to do better than you might expect just because it is Madden. Let me see. We are the lowest overall team in the league still by 6 overall. It looks like the 49ers, Patriots, and there was one other team. Who was it? The Cardinals are all 81s. So we should not really be winning games yet. Maybe 1 or 2 if we get lucky, but we'll see what happens. Let's just get to the midseason point and we'll see how we're doing. Okay, never mind. We're 1-6. I know it's weird to not want to win games, but I just don't like being decent when we have a horrible team and then underperforming when we have an actual good team. But thankfully, we're not good with a bad team. We're 1-6. Our offense is really terrible. Our defense is bad, but not as bad. That's kind of surprising. I thought it would be the other way around. Anthony Richardson isn't great. Not yet, at least. I see him do really bad in simulation sometimes and really good other times, so hopefully we can get the good later on, because I didn't focus scout QB this year. We'll see. How's the blocking? Okay, Beck is not great at tackle, but to be fair, I don't think we have another option, unless we do want to put James Glenn back over there, which I don't. And then for re-signings, I definitely want Braylon Allen back. He's been actually a lot better than I expected. We'll just go very player-friendly. This is cheap. He takes it. Mark Robinson got star dev, but he's also already 26 and not interested. Are there any other starters here? I guess Bo Limmer, but I think we'll survive without Bo Limmer. I mean, he's a good player he could be a good player in real life, but he's a 69 overall here. So I'm probably good. But let's get to the end of the year. Should I even say what I don't want to happen? I guess I will, because the last time I didn't say what I didn't want to happen, and then it happened. So I'll try to speak it into existence here. I don't want to finish like 7-10 or something. I want a good draft pick this year. Hopefully the number 1 pick. We're on pace to probably have the number 1 pick. I mean, at least close. Why'd I go to schedule? How do you check the standings now? I can't remember. Oh, maybe the button that says NFL standings? Yeah, that would probably do it. We're projected to have the number 2 pick so far. I mean, I would take that too, but we want that number 1. Hard to compete with the 0-6 Commanders though. But let's get to the end of the year and we will see what happens. Ooh, okay. Maybe I just shouldn't want anything. Maybe I just shouldn't ask for anything. I guess we don't finish 7-10, but we finished 6-11. Definitely better than I wanted to be. But let's see, we were the 25th team in the league. So we're gonna have the 8th pick. Let me guess, this says something wrong. No, it actually does say the 8th pick. A lot of the time it'll just straight up lie and say you have a pick that you don't have. It'll say like 6 or 10 or something. But actually, Anthony Richardson wasn't too bad. I mean, 3,600 yards, 27 touchdowns. The only problem is 19 picks. That's not great. Braylon Allen was solid, 892 yards, only 3.8 per carry. That's better than I expected though. And then Allen George as a rookie, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns, 800 for Coleman, almost 800 for Pearsall. Who Chris Beck at left tackle wasn't great. James Glenn at left guard wasn't great either, but the rest of the line was good. Ed Ingram at right tackle only allowed 5 sacks. I have had, I don't even know who. I've probably had like Penei Sewell allow 15 sacks at right tackle. I don't know for sure, but I'm sure it's happened before. Oh yeah, I forgot teams are switched. I was gonna say, where did he go? But on defense, both James Williams and Mark Robinson had 125 tackles. TFL's 14 for Lowry, 11 for Fusco, and then 10 for Irving and Good. And sacks. Cameron Good led the team with 8.5. I didn't even sign him. I think he was just a practice squad guy. I don't know if he's ever gonna develop here, because I don't think it'll give him star dev, but I guess it might. We'll see. But other than him, we had like nothing. Still 3 for Lowry, 2 for Mark Robinson, and then that's it. But interceptions, 6 for Ennis Rakestraw, 3 for James Williams and DJ Turner, 2 for Robinson and Emerson, and then 1 for a few players. So lots of picks, good amount of sacks from one player, but I think he had more than the rest of the team combined. Oh, he had the exact same. That's interesting. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes on the Falcons now. Interesting. Obviously no Anthony Richardson. He wasn't all that good, but no Bears up here for Offensive Player of the Year or Defensive Player of the Year. But Allen George does thankfully win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I honestly didn't think he would. We'll see what his dev trade is in a second. He could already have X Factor, but I guess we'll check. And then Lowry at 4 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. So we still need another pass rusher. Kirk Emerson at 9. I mean, Cam Good was good, but I don't know how much I trust him to repeat that. And he was like our only pass rusher that actually did well. So we're gonna need something. Also, yes, Allen George does have X Factor. I mean, that was kind of to be expected with him being an 83 overall. Oh, I should have checked who was better than him. I forgot. Oh well. I should have checked who the number 1 player in that class was. Guess we'll never know. But Beck, Superstar Dev 2, I kind of also thought he might have it. I mean, he played horribly, but whatever. And then Emerson only has star. That actually kind of surprises me. I thought he would have Superstar. But either way, let's get into the offseason once again. And by next year, we could actually be a pretty good overall team. Depends on how good our free agent and just whole offseason is. We also had a Jags-Cowboys Super Bowl. If that isn't a Madden Super Bowl, I don't know what is. Other than, I guess, Chiefs-Cowboys, but the Chiefs are actually good in real life, so I don't know. Well, I guess these are completely different teams here, but whatever. Let me complain. Before re-signings, I don't really think I want anyone here back. Actually, Bo Limmer was kind of good, right? Let me see. Yeah, only 3 sacks allowed. You know what? I mean, we're probably going to draft someone to replace him, but do you want to re-sign? Okay, why? Whatever. I don't really want anyone else here back, so let's hope there's some good free agents, finally. Probably not, but we'll see. No. Okay, cool. cool. I mean, Trey Benson, ooh. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'll pass. I mean, I want to sign somebody. I don't want to go free agent list for this whole rebuild. Ooh, Grady Jarrett would be kind of fun. He's really good in this game a lot of the time. Yeah, 11 sacks, a total he's never hit in his career before. I love the realism of Madden. So I definitely want to sign him if he wants to sign. We'll see. Ooh, Tuli Tuipulotu's here. He's very hit or miss. Looks like kind of miss here, but I've seen worse. Yeah, I'm good. Ooh, Christian Benford's here. We have enough corners, though. I don't even know why I'm looking at secondary. Really, just the O-line and D-line are our major issues, and we're we should be able to fix the O-line through the draft. There isn't really a QB option here. I mean, they're like good QBs here, but they're older and have regressed, so I'm good. Really, the only player we're gonna go for is Grady Jarrett. If he doesn't sign, I'm not gonna be very happy, but let's see. Okay, he does. Cool. Thank you. That actually makes me feel a lot better about this team. But of course, in the draft, we have pick number 8. It thankfully didn't change or anything, surprisingly. We're not gonna trade up or anything. I think I know who I want to go for, so let's get to our pick. Ooh, there's some I was gonna say top 5 talents, but at least projected top 5 picks. There are a couple still available. For a second, that was showing the wrong face. That was interesting. Ooh, Donovan Goodrich actually looks pretty good. I guess I see why he hasn't gone yet, but he looks good. Unfortunately, some of the pass rushers I was thinking about taking are already gone. I focus scouted 3, and 2 of them already went, unfortunately. But when I didn't focus scout, or have a private workout with, I always say focus scout. I don't even think that's the right word. I just mean private workout. I don't know. I guess y'all get the point. But this is someone the CPU just scouted. I did set, oh my god. Hold on, can I close the game before that, like, fully registers? Let me see. Not a single thing can be right in Madden, of course. So if you turn the draft clock off, it doesn't actually turn the draft clock off. And it doesn't show it ticking either, but it still ticks. So you still have to manually pause the draft. So I'm still getting used to that. But every once in a while, I'll forget to turn it off and it'll make a pick for me. I love this game, if y'all couldn't tell. Okay, closing the game thankfully did restart it. This game is so broken, man. Okay, we need to actually pause the draft, even though it already have the draft clock off, so it... whatever. Okay, now we'll take Carl Sinclair out of USF. We took a UCF player in the first round last year. We're going to go with a USF player now. Ranked 17, got him at 8. Thankfully has hidden dev. That was the thing I was worried about. We'll take it. Again, ranked 17, picked at 8 is whatever, but for an edge rusher, that's really good. But now round 2, I don't know what I want to do here. I did see some good guards, but they're not really supposed to go in this range. The 2 best ones are projected day 3 picks, Logan Cunningham and Jamison Rudd. I mean, I could even take a 3rd one if we really wanted to, because we do kind of need 3 linemen, or at least 2. And I don't really know what I would draft other than linemen here. I mean, we're kind of good at every other position. Not necessarily good yet, but a lot of groups on our team, it would be hard to upgrade through the draft. Ooh, Alex Hinton looks really good. Hold on. He looks good. Only C pursuit, C to F zone. Yeah, he looks good. He's already 23. I'll pass. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with back-to-back guards. I mean, why not? Let's start with Brett Goodwin. I mean, this might be I don't know if this would be a reach, but it's not going to be like the best value pick ever, but he looks good. I think he'll be our center, actually. Either him or Rudd. We'll see. But Brett Goodwin, or Godwin, we'll take him. Ranked 50, got him at 40, we'll take it. Here we're going to go with Logan Cunningham first. I think he'll be our right tackle, although I don't know, Ed Ingram was good. I just don't trust him to be good again. So we'll go with Cunningham here. Ranked 22, got him at 72. Only a good pick though, really? Oh my god. Look who just got picked. 1 pick before us. That's fun. That's cool. All right, well, there is still a good center. I mean, not as good, clearly, but Eric Tucker's solid. Sure. Ranked 72, got him at 104. I definitely would have preferred Rudd, but that's unlucky. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. Definitely not as good looking on paper as last year, but I mean, we kind of got screwed a little bit. And also, I mean, we just had positions that we needed to fill, whether they were like the best players available or not. So Sinclair's a 76, Godwin's a 74, Cunningham was a 75, but went down to a 73 at tackle. And then Tucker's also a 73. So I'm surprised the gap between first round talent, like mid first, and second to third is only 2 overall, because Cunningham was a 75 as a mid first. Tucker was a 73 as a second to third. 23rd. That's interesting. But either way, we got what we needed, so let's get into year 3. But okay, now heading into year number 3, we are looking solid. We are up to a 79 overall. Definitely still not a great team. But by the end of the year, I don't think we're going to be the lowest overall team in the league anymore, and then there should finally be some free agents available for year 4, what should be the final year. So from right now to the start of next year, we're going to take a big jump in overall. But we have a 79 overall offense and an 81 overall defense. Our defense is good, but there are definitely still some worries that I have, like the pass rush. I could start Cam Good again, but we'll see. I'll see what I want to do for the rush ends. I'll change something up, but I am still a little worried about the pass rush. Our offense should be better this year. I have no idea if it actually will be, but it should be. I mean, we have better linemen, which sometimes is worse in Madden for God knows what reason. You know, George has developed a lot. Even Anthony Richardson, even though he wasn't great, did develop, what, 7 overall? Because he was a 73 at the start of the year, now an 80. So hopefully he can do well. But y'all know the team by this point. Actually, one more thing. James Williams actually went up to X Factor, so that's huge. Doesn't say why, but we'll take it. But all right, let's get to the mid-season point once again. Do we want... Yeah, we'll get to the mid-season. And hopefully this year we can win a few games, but still we're only a 79, so it's gonna take another year. But we could be decent this year. You never know. Okay, we are 3-4 at the mid-season. Better than well, no, I did kind of expect to be 3-4. I wasn't sure, but that's kind of about what I expected. Better than we maybe should be, but about what I expected. This year, our defense is really terrible. Why? That's the good part about our team. That's the better half of our team. All right, we're in year 3. I think it's fair to change both playbooks at this point. Let's go Bills. Let's go Buffalo defense. Man, we're getting unlucky with the dev traits. Sinclair only has star. That's tough. We've only drafted 2 players with good dev traits so far. That's unlucky. But we have more re-signings here. Who is it gonna be? Okay, James Williams is the major one. Also, Ennis Rakestraw. That might be mostly it, though. I guess Cameron Good if we want him back. But yeah, that's mostly it. But we'll go 7 years, 152 mil for James Williams. He's not cheap, but he does re-sign. And then Rakestraw, I don't know if he'll re-sign, but 6 years, 85 mil. He doesn't. Fun. Well, we definitely want him back. I mean, he had 6 picks last year. He has 0 this year, but also he didn't get superstar dev for having 6 interceptions. I don't understand what triggers dev traits in this game. I really don't. I don't know if I ever will. But that's all there is to do here, so let's get to the end of the year, and we will see how this team finishes. Oh yeah, also, if you're enjoying the video so far, you should leave a like on the video, or else. Okay, thanks. Okay, and actually, before I reveal how we did in year number 3, if you haven't already, also be sure to subscribe. Let me know any fun ideas y'all have down in the comments. And question of the day. Let's see, what's a good one for today? Let's see, I was gonna ask, like, what's an upset you think is gonna happen in the NFL tomorrow, but I don't even know what would be considered an upset anymore. Like, the good teams are just completely different from what I expected. Like, the Saints are arguably the best team right now, so I don't even know what would be an upset. That would be a bad question of the day. So let me know. Ooh, here's an interesting one. Who do you think so far has been the MVP in the NFL? I'm not necessarily asking who you think is gonna win it, but like, so far, who do you think has been the MVP? I gotta say my GOAT, Geno Smith. I mean, not actually. I'd probably say like Derek Carr or something, but I finally see Geno Smith getting more respect. I still don't see him brought up in like the group of the best QBs so far this year. Like, people mention Carr, Baker, and Darnold. I'm like, I don't know. Geno's been in that group too, in my opinion. At least people don't call him dog shit anymore. At least not as many. But yeah, my answer is Derek Carr for who has been MVP so far. That's probably the lamest answer. That's probably the answer everyone else is gonna give, but let me know who you think down in the comments. But in year number 3, now up to an 84 overall, we finished 9-8 and we made the playoffs. I did not think this was a playoff team, but I mean, we're up to an 84. The Falcons right next to us are also an 84, and they went 14-3. That's a little different from 9-8, even though we're the same overall. So maybe we should have even been better. I mean, where do we rank? Really not all that high still. Is an 84 84 the lowest? I mean, there are a couple 83s actually, but an 84 is close. How did the Falcons go 14-3? How? I guess they have Patrick Mahomes, but still, like, that's crazy. But hey, we'll definitely take making the playoffs. But let's check out our season stats. 4,200 yards for Anthony Richardson, 36 touchdowns, 24 picks. The interceptions are still way too high. He's been okay so far. If he could throw like 10 less picks, I would feel really good about him, but that's still a little high. I mean, we don't really have much else of a choice at this year. We're pretty much, or at this point, we're pretty much committed to him. Also, I don't know why the lights come on so slowly in the locker room. I don't know. It's always so dark when you like click into a player's profile. They're just sitting in the shadows or something. I don't know. Just like me for real. He was good. I also see an interesting stat we'll get to in a second, but rushing 700 yards for Braylon Allen, 4 per carry, 15 touchdowns, and Anthony Richardson 400 yards, 4.6 per carry. What did he do last year? I just forgot to look. Okay, that's why I forgot to look. He just didn't really do much. I mean, yeah, he was pretty bad on the ground last year, but this year he was good. But oh, Allen George, 1,750 yards and 18 touchdowns. Pretty solid year. Pretty good year. 945 for Keon Coleman, and for blocking, only 15 sacks allowed. 6 for Beck, 3 for Glenn and Cunningham, and then 1 for Godwin and Tucker. Both of them were amazing. This is like the best I've ever seen the offensive line play in Madden, and it's really not that good of an offensive line. I mean, it's fine, but like Chris Beck is our best lineman, and he's only ranked 26 out of left tackles. Godwin is, oh no, he's an 81. He passed him up. He's ranked 11. Okay, he's actually pretty good, but like still, I would have understood if this line wasn't great, but I guess I'm glad it at least wasn't horrible. I don't know if it should have been this good though. But for tackles, 120 for Williams, 16 TFLs for Fusco. That's kind of random. 14 for Lowry, 11 for Jarrett and Sinclair, and sacks. Lowry randomly with 10.5 this year, even though he had like 3 last year. I mean, we'll take it. I guess breakouts happen, but I didn't expect it. But Michael Fusco and Carl Sinclair both 7 sacks. Only 3 for Jarrett though. That sucks. But interceptions, 3 for Gray, Emerson, and Rakestraw, 2 for Williams, Turner, Melton, and Phillips. Sounds good. But MVP goes to Mahomes. No Bears, big surprise. We don't even get Offensive Player of the Year. It goes to Nico Collins, Mahomes at 2, and then Allen George at 3. I'm in pain. But Lowry at 7 for Defensive Player of the Year. Garner at 5 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Do I remember who this is? No, don't know who that is. And of course we get cucked. Tyreek Edison wins Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Falcons. Carl Sinclair at number 2. Pain. But all right, without further ado, let's see if we can beat the Falcons in the wild card here. They had the best offense in the league, so no. Understandable. I mean, really not, because they're only an 84 overall, but what did y'all expect? But all right, let's get into this final offseason, and we're gonna go crazy in free agency, whether there are good players or not. We're gonna just spend every dollar we can. Also, we had a Saints-Dolphins Super Bowl. That's something. God, dude, I saw the, like, worst, I don't even know if I want to talk about it, but, like, the worst proposed trade I've ever seen. It was like a 3-way trade between the Dolphins, Rams, and Panthers, where like the Rams give up, I think it was a second-round pick and Matt Stafford for Bryce Young. Why would they do that? There are genuinely some things I can't tell if it's rage bait or if it's like genuinely just being a silly guy. I don't know. But Ennis Rakestraw, we definitely want him back. I don't know if he wants to come back. I guess we can tag him, but we'll try 6 years, 123. Doesn't take it, so guess what? You're getting tagged, buddy. For a lot cheaper, so get scammed, idiot. But I don't think I really want anyone else here back. Actually, Cedric Gray, he hardly developed for some reason, but did get star dev, so I guess. Okay, guess not. Cool. But all right, let's get into free agency, and let's make, hopefully, some big upgrades, if possible. Please be a good class. I don't think it will be, but okay, cool. Awesome. There's nobody. It's all kickers and punters. All right, well, I'm just gonna sign some players, and we'll figure out if they're actually upgrades or not later. This is like one of the worst free agent classes I've ever seen. There is, I think, 1 non-kicker or punter above an 82 overall, and that is a running back, Jonathan Brooks. This is up there, dude. This is, or I guess down there. Like, there is not a soul available here. I guess that's what I get for having hope. My fault, I guess. But all right, in free agency, there isn't much we can do. We'll try to sign Jonathan Brooks, but honestly, it doesn't look like he's been that good. I guess we'll try to sign Justin Tucker, Ryan Stonehouse, just so we have a kicker and punter. And then Tucker Kraft, don't even know if he's an upgrade. And Tyrese Knight, because there's like no other linebacker here. This is tough, man. I thought it wouldn't be amazing, but I had hope, and this is the worst class so far. Like, I guess we could sign Lloyd Cushenberry, but he already has 10 offers. And our O-line was good. Now, I don't trust our O-line to be good again, but it's not like we really have much of an option anyways. So these players, do they want to sign? We get everyone except the only good player we were going for, Jonathan Brooks. I love life. Life is fun. Y'all know that? I'm gonna start, like, monologuing or some shit. I don't know. Well, we definitely need to trade for a player. The question is who, though? Do I feel like trading for a player? I don't know if I want to go through the hassle of trying to find a player that we can actually trade for. Okay, we're gonna trade a first for Minkah Fitzpatrick and a third. That might be an overpay for a safety, but especially a 30-year-old safety, but we'll take it. And actually, I don't know if I do this much, but I might make another trade. We'll see. Okay, I would trade for a running back, but I always forget how expensive they are in Madden. Actually, this might be worth it. Let's give up a 2 and a 4, never mind. A 2 and a 3, never mind. Apparently that didn't go through. I genuinely can't even see a sliver of space between that getting accepted and not accepted. All right, we'll give him a 7th next year, a pick we'll never use anyways. Okay, they take it. But we're getting Josh Jacobs, who is like one of the best performing running backs in this game for some reason. I mean, he's a good running back in real life, but he's not like one of the best anymore, really. I mean, he's had his years, but he still plays like prime Josh Jacobs for some reason. So we'll take that. But okay, I'm feeling good about the team. We don't have many picks left this year, unfortunately, but we still might be able to do something in the draft. We'll see. I wish I could speak. I keep like stopping mid-sentence for some reason. There's something wrong with me. But okay, in the draft, we pick... Oh, I don't know why I was looking for a first-round pick. I forgot we traded ours away 2 minutes ago. I'm smart, by the way. But in the 3rd round, this is probably going to be the only pick I show. I don't even know if there's anyone good here. I don't think so. Cool. There is a 2nd to 3rd round talent tight end, but he would be a 3rd option. The center's gone. There was a really good looking center. That sucks. Now I don't know what I want to do. I might just take the tight end because, like, why not? Ooh, I didn't notice this guy, Jason Kellum. I mean, we don't need a linebacker that bad, but he's the only good player I see, so we're gonna take him. Ranked 49, got him at 84. Sure, we'll take it. But okay, in our very exciting draft, Jason Kellum is good. No dev trait, of course, but I mean, he's a 74. That's not bad. Also took Aiden Banks. He's whatever. And then the CPU actually picked a decent receiver. Justin Johnson, no dev trait. Oh well, we did all right. Let's get into the final year. But okay, here's a look at the team heading into the final year. Up to an 85 overall, which is a little disappointing. Again, just there was legitimately nobody in free agency. Like, actually, with the team we have now, there was not a single player there that would have started on this team. Like, genuinely. Other than, like, one of the corners, but DJ Turner is a lot younger than the guys that were available. And then, like, maybe Patrick Paul if we put him at guard, but we couldn't get Patrick Paul, so not a lot we could do. But hey, the team's good, and it should develop a lot throughout the year. It's definitely not the highest overall team in the league right now, but it could be by the end of the year. I do want to check, where does it rank? Actually, I don't know where it ranks, but we're about good to average, like that range. There are definitely better teams, but there are definitely worse teams. Yeah, we're like average, which isn't bad for starting with the worst team we could have drafted, pretty much. I mean, not worst possible, but pretty close. But all right, let's get to the end of year number 4. We'll have to see if we can develop into the highest overall team in the league. If not, it's not the end of the world, but more importantly, we'll have to see what kind of record we end up with. Actually, I don't know which one's more important. We'll see. Because for all I know, this team could go 3-14 randomly. Okay, well, before I show how we did, let's go over the stats first. I see some interesting stuff. Anthony Richardson at 4,600 yards, 41 touchdowns, 19 picks. He definitely was not the problem here. 71 completion percentage. 1,100 yards for Josh Jacobs, 12 touchdowns, 5.3 per carry. He wasn't the problem. 1,300 yards and 21 touchdowns for Allen George. Also 1,000 for Keon Coleman, almost 1,000 for Pearsall. The blocking was good other than Chris Beck, and James Glenn wasn't that great. But a good amount of tackles for James Williams. TFLs, good amount, 17 for Fusco. Sacks, 12 for Lowry, 8.5 for Sinclair, 5 for Fusco and Jarrett. And then 2 picks for Night Knight, Williams, Melton, and Rakestraw, and then 1 for a few players. We had the best offense in the league in terms of yards and almost the worst defense, 30th. I think y'all know where this is going, unfortunately. This is a certified EA moment if I've ever seen it. Anthony Richardson at 8 for MVP. Donovan Peoples-Jones wins Offensive Player of the Year. Only in Madden. Only in Madden. Alan George at 3 for Offensive Player of the Year. And then, like, that's it for awards. But I want to see, what are we up to for overall? I saw we were an 88. Where does that rank? The Rams are also an 88. The Packers, too. The Patriots are an 89. Jags are an 88. But that's it. We're like a top 5 team, like tied for second in terms of overall. Only the Patriots are better. So with what is almost the highest overall team in the league now, we finished 9-8 and we missed the playoffs. I love this game. But again, if y'all enjoyed, be sure to leave a like on the video, be sure to subscribe. How much more Madden NFL 25 can I take? I guess you'll find out in the next episode. But either way, we pretty much achieved our goal of creating the highest overall team in the league. It's tied for second. We kept a few of the original players, actually a pretty decent amount of them, more than I expected, and still turned this into a great team. So hey, we did our part here, and that's really all you can ask for.